Hello everyone and welcome to another timeless video. So today we're going to be taking a look at blue stacks in timeless format. And this list comes from a user named RDDRCEO from Reddit. And this list looks very interesting. So I wanted to take a look at this deck. And there's a lot going on here. So let's get right into what it's all about. So the gist of this deck is to establish a lock so that opponent cannot play the game. And you achieve this by deploying the Spreading Seas on opponent's basic lands if they are looking to fetch some basic lands with it. And once you turn those into island, then you can deploy Harbinger of the Seas so that all the other lands become an island as well. Alternatively, you could also lock your opponent out in the early game by using 4 copies of Stifle, one of my favorite cards in this format, and you can also gain some major tempo with the Stifle. And against other aggro decks, you also have the option to Dark Ritual into a Chalice of the Void for 1. That can also lock your opponent out from playing the game in early turns. And to protect the Harbinger of the Seas, you do have some options in the deck that allows you to do so. You have this card called the Hydroelectric Specimen. If you flash this in, you can also target opponent's removal spells onto itself instead of Harbinger of the Seas. But you also have some counter spells as well, such as a mana drain. But you could also steal some of their spells with 4 copies of Commandeer. And because we're playing Commandeer, this deck also has some MDFC lands, Hydroelectric Specimens, and 4 copies of Sink into the Stupor as well. So the idea here is to Commandeer early, and since the Commandeer is going to take up a lot of cards from your hand when you use it, this deck does have Dark Ritual into the One Ring as well to fill up your hand again. And for the top end, we are going to be playing 3 copies of Frost Titan, which could be something else, but the author of the deck decided to play the Frost Titan, so I'm going to try this card out. And basically, this card has Ward 2, taxing your opponent if you want to get rid of this, but it can also tap target permanent when it enters or attacks. So you could also use that to your advantage to lock your opponent out, one of their basics as well. So there's a lot going on here, and I would say this is not going to be the easiest decks to pilot, so wish me luck. And having said that, I'm going to be hopping over to some Timeless Special 3 to show you guys how the deck does. So let's hop on over. All right, let's try this out. Turn 1 Chalice against a Giganta deck. Seems good. I'm not sure about the Darkslick Shore though. Boom. Wow. That actually got opponent to surrender. Man, this must be the best deck ever. Okay. Bowmaster's in. Toxic Deluge is in. Do I want a Subtlety? I kind of wish this deck actually had a License Hearse instead of Cling to Dust, but it kind of makes sense because Cling to Dust also gains you life. I'll have Cling to Dust, please. Why do I sideboard out? Yeah, why do I sideboard out? I'm guessing Commandeers has to be like awful versus Boros Energy. Has to be like either the Spreading Seas or the Harbinger counts. Even a copy of a Dark Ritual could probably go. I'm leaning something like this. I'm gonna be real, I think this should be a really bad matchup, but I think we got a little bit lucky there. What? Okay. Sure. Deafening Silence. All to stop. Chalice of the Void. But they kept a 1-lander. Oh my god. Hold up here. Hold the phone. Everybody hold the phone. They kept the 1-lander. Hold. Hold. No. No. Ragavan. Not like this. They have a treasure too. No. Curse you. Treasure making monkey. Okay, it's an Orcish Bowmaster turn. So lucky, drawing a land off the top. It would have been it, right? They get stuck on land. This turn we would have played Harbinger. That would have been it. That actually would have been it. But I have a plan. So they're gonna get stuck on land again. They're gonna rush in the Ragavan, Orcish Bowmaster, double block the Guide of Souls, forced to use one of their treasures. Right? Forced to use one of the treasures to remove one of these, and then we Harbinger. Perfect. Nice. Easy money. Double island, by the way. Actually, I mean, they do have a Guide of Souls, so I have to somehow get rid of that. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, we do have a Sink into Stupor here. Okay, false alarm. We have a false alarm here. How do we win? Loris. I think I wanna potentially save one of these. Or like flashing in 1/4. I think I wanna do it. Ooh, they have a swamp. And a Thunder Trap Trainer. Has to be Psychic Frog, right? Oh my god. Just Mana Drain City. I would say this is probably our worst matchup. Unless you get Stifle early. Hallowed Fountain? No way. Wait, you don't have another Watery Grave or something? I think they're mistaken that they think this is a black source. Wait, Esper? What is going on here? Okay, we have 3 mana drains up. One mana draw 1. Ooh, that is a good card. That is a good card. Okay, opponent decides to tap out. Let's it go. I'm so tempted to get rid of that swamp. It's so tempting. I should have done it on my second main phase, you idiot. Oh, I'm throwing. I'm actually throwing. I should have 2 more mana next turn. What an absolute throw.
Curious. I must investigate this store further.
Stifle. Into a Commandeer. I was hoping for a land, but... didn't really get there. Is this a good sink into stupor? I think our stifle... I'll save 1 stifle. What a weird game. Because if they have a fetch land, I do want to use the stifle. Or I use the mana drain here. Okay.
Oh, I stayed up too late reading. Again.
Good thing here is they actually don't have a fetch black source yet. So if opponent doesn't know that we actually play Stifle in the deck, they might actually pass after playing out their fetch land. That is probably the best case scenario here.
This is not just a battle of arms, but violence is not the answer.
Pass? No, don't do it. No, they actually did it. Okay, so plan 2. We're gonna Harbinger. We're gonna stifle their Tameo when they ult. We could also just Otawara. Let's actually Chalice for 0. This game is hilarious. But you went with that? Sure.
A good story can refresh the mind.
I don't think opponent realizes they don't have a black source. I'm gonna let this happen because they can't offspring. Oh, that's a good card though. Well, I guess maybe I should have stifled then. What if I Chalice for 2? How do they win if I Chalice for 2? It does hit my mana drain, but I only have 1 more mana drain left. 2 Spreading Seas? Yeah, I don't know how many black swamps they play, but they've already played the swamp, and it's been turned into the island, so it's they're not in a good spot. Okay, they've used 2 mana drains. I'll probably stifle the 1 ring effect. Probably save this for future turns. I should probably still, you know, try to play that. Man, where's our Frost Titan? I know I banned one of them. Oh, we didn't. So we just haven't drawn our Frost Titan.
Think before you act.
And we haven't drawn our, like, Brazen Bees or Harbingers to finish the game off. Wait, what? Why do they play that? You can't play a basic. Oh god, they're gonna have swords. No. No. Not like this. How did we only draw 1 Harbinger this entire game? Or did I commandeer it? I think I did. Okay, I'm gonna 1 ring. They're gonna counter. I'm gonna Spreading Seas their planes. My god.
Stop interrupting my work. Use your words. Nothing but
Cameo.
warm tea and a fascinating story.
There it is, Brazen Borrower. We did it. Another Flare of Denial. You may change the target of an instant or sorcery spell with a single target. How does this work? You may change the target of an instant or sorcery spell. Oh, okay, it's a single target, so it wouldn't work, right? Yeah, it wouldn't work. Okay. We need to find our Frost Titan Toronto. We need to find one Toronto.
I am not defenseless.
Gonna attack.
Words can't fix everything.
I can't quite use this Chalice of the Void. I need to save all these cards. This is a funny game.
Use
Okay,
your
next
words.
turn they're gonna ultimate. Double Stifles ready. Another Harbinger of the Seas. We have double stifles ready. The thing is, like, what can they draw? Like, they don't have any more black sources unless they play double swamp in a mana drain deck. Like, that's not gonna happen. They went for
Respect
plus
the library.
again. So strange. I might just, maybe bounce the Tameo. Yeah, perhaps. Let's, I guess, like, do they want to draw? Like, I don't know. Let's just bounce the Tameo. Opponents throwing the game? Question mark?
In the right hands, knowledge is the sharpest blade.
So the funny thing about the Tameo is, it's not a make clause. You have to do it. You have to transform, unlike a Johnny.
Our story together has ended.
That was such a crazy game. We couldn't find our pieces. Okay, Subtlety's in. Tameo's, Bowmaster's in. Surgical or Cling? I mean, Narset's in for sure. Probably no to Subtlety. How good is a Dark Ritual? I'm gonna cut a Dark Ritual. Also gonna cut Chalice as well. Yeah, I'm gonna cut Chalice. This hand is looking a bit fishy, isn't it? Alright. Oh my god, they passed the turn. Can we please punish them? Please. Can we please punish them? No way. You also play Stifle? That's what I thought. You see, that's what I thought. That is a good card. Any lands, though. So what should I name here? I mean, I'm getting rid of a Frost Titan and maybe Spreading Seas? Oh, that's so beautiful. What is the worst card they could have? Tameo? That is so unfortunate what happened. Like, I kept the Narset because I thought we were gonna be able to Narset there. Draw into a land, right? Man, that would have been sick. That actually would have been so good. Oh my god. My opponent passes again. They're drawing into a lot of lands, which I don't like. Why are they not fetching with the Flooded Strand? This is crazy. How many times do I have to stifle this old man? Ah, they have an Orcish Bowmaster. That's actually really good. No, I guess they're just holding on to a mana drain. I mean, they are fetching in a pretty weird fashion, so I mean, like most likely they'll have like at most one counter spell. Oh, they play Spell Snare. I got completely blown away. Darn.
If you need me, I'll be in the library.
I thought we were gonna be able to get them for sure there, but I think that's game. They got me there. They got me there.
I'll aid you. So focus on
Conversely, I mean, if we did draw a land there for the Narset to play, we would have won the game, right? Because they had a Treasure Cruise there and Tamio. So we called the right things and we played the right way, but man, that is unfortunate. This hand is safe. That's all I'm gonna say. This hand is very safe.
nothing like warm tea and a fascinating story.
I could have just Brazen Borrowered as well. Let's say I Brazen Borrower the Tamio here. Does that accomplish anything? Probably not. Especially if they fetch the Flooded Strand and have a removal spell for the Harbinger. It's a bit risky, isn't it? I mean, they have a Brainstorm 100%, like almost guaranteed. I think this is the turn to do it. Draw. Let's bounce it. Because they have to, you know... So if we do this, I feel like they have to spend some mana to counter this, right? Then we get a 1 ring down.
I've read nearly the entire library.
Unless they're gonna hold mana, I can go Harbinger to mana drain. They're being a bit annoying here. Ooh, Commandeer. When we're tapped out. Super neat. Super duper neat. I'm gonna let it transform because we have a brazen borrower to get rid of a Tamio.
Every plane has stories to share. Use your words.
Orcish Bowmaster. That's actually not good for me. We have no way of preventing that Orcish Bowmaster. That's not good. Let's try this. Go to the second main phase. Draw. So I know opponent has so opponent plays swords. Man, the difference between having spreading seas and not having spreading seas is actually making this quite difficult, isn't it? Stifle. We do have a mana drain coming. That's good. So we know opponent doesn't have a Orcish Bowmaster because otherwise they would have used saved up a Orcish Bowmaster, I think. In my opinion. We need a spreading seas right now.
No!
Let's go, spreading seas. Spreading seas. Double Harbinger, though. Frost Titan. Which one's better? Double Harbinger or Frost Titan? The thing is, like, the Harbinger... Like, what is Harbinger even doing? Right? Like, at the same time, what is Frost Titan really doing? I guess it is taxing them a bit. So maybe, like, it's actually not that bad. So maybe we'll tap Hallowed Fountain there. I don't want to play the Sync. Let's hope that they don't have a Swords in hand. My opponent's about to clock out. 8 minutes left. This is a pretty insane game. So there it is, Tamio.
This will be a boon to my research. Think before you act.
Gets back a Thoughtseize. Opponent needs to be careful. They're at potentially 6 if they cast this Thoughtseize. Okay, they got it. Okay. I can still make most of their mana base into blue. I mean, I gained a lot of life by doing that, so that's actually not bad.
Curious. I must investigate this scroll further.
Okay, we got a Spreading Seas. Let's get rid of their black source. Commandeer here would have been so sick if he actually drew that, but I guess they could counter this if they have it. They have the 3-mana counter spell. Okay.
Oh, this is one of my favorites.
So we have one more Harbinger left. We have one more Harbinger left. We have 3 Commandeers. That's probably the most regrettable part about this, is that we went into half our deck without seeing other Commandeers. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. We also haven't seen Orcish Bowmaster, thinking about it, right? Speaking of, play this. Get rid of you.
I'll find a quieter place to read.
I think we have to play... Can we afford to take another 5 damage? I feel like Spreading Seas at the moment doesn't really do anything. We do have an island to fetch, and then we can play the 1 ring. Tough game. Prismatic ending. I guess if they want to transform playing, like, cracking the 2 things there, like, I'm pretty happy about that. How many is that? I feel like they've used the Brainstorm a lot this game. I'm gonna use one of the Stifles here to make opponent tap out, potentially. Minor misstep. What?
In the right hands,
Okay.
knowledge is the sharpest blade. I am not defenseless.
Ooh. Okay. Maybe we can win. Maybe. We have Stifle plus a mana drain here. Let's tap you. Let's tap you. So they don't have a white source right now. Minor misstep. Really? Is this a bait? I don't know. Okay, that's a very good sign. That is a very good sign. I think we won. I think we won. What a game. What a game. This was a great game. Boom. Whenever it attacks, tap target permanent, so they don't have a blocker, and they're dead. How did we win? I don't know. Loris. I'll keep. We're safe from a Thoughtseize, we're safe from a fetch land. Okay, I kind of bluffed there, obviously. That is a fetch land that we're looking for. Nice. Mana drain. I think I would like that. I'm gonna try to bait out an Orcish Bowmaster here with our Brazen Borrower. Unless they do that. I'm actually surprised by this. So we'll go Harbinger into Ritual One Ring. Unless they don't take the bite here. Kind of hoping they do. Wow, they let it stick. I also tapped it wrong. I needed to hold up a black source for the Dark Ritual. Okay, so they had an Orcish Bowmaster anyways there. Kind of annoying that they had another Orcish Bowmaster. So we need a Spreading Seas. We need a Spreading Seas. Do we not? So this is a Fatal Push. Sure. I need another blue source. I need another blue card. Or a Mana Drain. Otherwise, we're gonna lose the Orcish Bowmaster. Probably just give them a spell Pierce. This is too much value though. Double Orcish Bowmaster start. Not the most ideal. Maybe I try to raise them. Sink, sink, sink. I played this game poorly. I needed to tap better when I was going for the Harbinger turn. Man. That really got me. That really got me. Another Bowmaster. That's their third Orcish Bowmaster. I think this game's over, right? I don't know if there's any way actually out of this. I don't know why I didn't even attack. Yeah. I basically need a Spreading Seas on that swamp. That's like the only way I can probably win here. Lots of land. Lots and lots of land. I might bounce the Orcish Bowmaster here, though. Because I don't want them to keep looting like this. Commit? Okay. Sink. I might actually just have to do it. Sink one of the Orcish Bowmasters. And then just play out Harbinger here. It's just like, it's too rough. Like, them having just 3 Orcish Bowmasters like this. It's way too rough. Yeah, we're dead. Okay, so Nar sets in. Let's play our own Bowmasters as well. I might actually want Surgical versus like an Orcish Bowmaster or something. That's like the only card that I'm worried about. Maybe even Test of Talents, just so that we have more counter spells. Chalice is out. I'm thinking like Dark Ritual's out. Like I don't know what Dark Ritual's actually doing. I feel like if the Frost Titan comes out, we should be able to win the game. Just a really tough matchup. Yeah, this is probably our, because a lot of our cards just don't work. Like Harbinger sure is good, but against the blue-black control deck, it just doesn't do it. It just doesn't do it. Okay, that's a good sign. Now we get a potential free Narset.
I have practiced against. I have just the trick for this.
One ring, one ring. Probably hold off on Narset here. Thoughtseize, okay. Pretty good, I must say. Oh, they're not gonna like that. Not at all. What a nasty top deck. But I mean, I feel like you need that kind of luck to beat this deck. I did it again. I should have done it on my second main phase. I did it again. Play this, then I'll have sync as well. Okay. Surgical. Okay, how did they know I had a surgical there? Interesting. Interesting. This matchup is so hard. Maybe I want subtlety. For what though? For what? Maybe instead of a surgical? I want subtlety for the Orcish Bowmaster. We keep drawing Stifle. Which is good. Which is good. Mm-hmm. Isn't this really good? Like, if opponent played a swamp there, that means they don't have a land. I think they gotta get rid of a Spreading Seas. They went for Narset. So they have a Surgical in hand. So what should I do? I could get rid of their Thoughtseize. My entire hand is already known anyway, so I'm just gonna let this happen. I could get rid of a Thoughtseize. The reason why I want to do the Thoughtseize here is because if they have a Brainstorm, I might not Spreading Seas. They don't even have it. Okay. Oh my god. That is so lucky. That is crazy. That was the only way they could have actually stayed in the game. I mean, granted, game 2 I did get lucky too. Ah, now I can't play Harbinger. Actually, yeah, I actually can't. Wow, that's insane. I can't play Harbinger anymore. I would need to draw another blue card. Yeah, I would need to draw another blue card. Like that. So if they Fatal Push, I think they will probably use the Fatal Push here. And we'll Commandeer. And do it on this thing. So now they don't have any black source. Desperately looking for an answer, but I don't know if they play more than one copy of Swamp. This might be over. And now we just need to draw into something like a Mana Drain, things like that. One Ring. You know, just play our own game. Actually, another copy of a Harbinger would be nice as well. I just don't think they're gonna play another Swamp. Yeah, they're desperate. Nice. That is actually so good. So even if they do manage to, you know, squeeze in a bounce spell like Sink into Super, we can use this to direct it on this thing. Insane. I will say I did get extremely lucky in game 2. I mean, I feel like that is what you need to play this deck. I think this deck is way too hard. Alright, so Blue Jank deck. This is from Reddit post, usernamed RDDR_CEO, and they had a pretty nice, unique list that I haven't seen before, so I decided to check it out. And this is Blue Stax. Basically, as you've seen from the games that I played, it's to prevent your opponent from not playing the game. But in order to do that, it's a bit hard. It's a bit hard. You do have to get a bit lucky. I think the deck is... You really need to mulligan properly for early stifles. Unironically, Spreading Seas is probably one of the better cards in the deck. Depending on the matchup, like Chalice of the Void from a Dark Ritual. And there's a lot of nuances to the deck that you might not realize, like this hydroelectric specimen. Like, you have to really take advantage of all the cards that are available. Like, if opponent has a Fatal Push directed at Harbinger, then you gotta know that the specimen, even though most of the times you're gonna be playing this card as a land, but you do need to know that this can actually take aggro up, like removal spells onto itself, so that the Harbinger lives, things like that. Also, like, maneuvering versus like Orcish Bowmaster is a bit of a nightmare for the deck. Like, as you can see in the main deck, we don't have a way to stop any of that shenanigan. So definitely not a easy deck to pilot. But one thing I'll say, Frost Titan actually surprised me quite a bit. It was actually pretty good. I didn't really think much of it when I imported the deck, but this card has been pretty amazing. It's a really nice top end, very hard to get rid of. Even if opponent does have removal spell, you do have to pay 2 mana for it. And the tapping ability can really come in handy, close out the games. So yeah, I mean, like, it's actually pretty nice. One thing actually surprised me a bit was the Commandeer as well. The Commandeers and the One Rings together just go so well together. So yeah, pretty interesting deck. Still not sure about the Dark Ritual. Alternatively, you could play Hullbreaker Horror as well. Just because I feel like the games that I played against the mirror control decks, the matchup is so tough. Because, like, even if you do Spreading Seas and Harbinger, your opponent, it feels like they can still get away from it because they do play like some copies of Sink into Stupor, so they could bounce like your Harbinger of Seas, so you're never really safe versus a Dimir control deck, even if you get this combo down, Spreading Seas and Harbinger. So getting a Frost Titan down is definitely a lot harder than a Hullbreaker Horror. Alternatively, you could even play as a whole as well. So there's a lot of cards here that you can like experiment. Probably not Thrix, probably not Lear. So I recommend maybe like Hullbreaker Horror if you don't have Frost Titan. Definitely can do some major work. Also, cool thing about the Hullbreaker Horror is you could even bounce one ring to your own hand so that you can get some protection. So definitely, there's something here. There's something here. So give it a try if you haven't already done so. So yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye-bye.